Digital Book Player DS1 Model by Kathy Smiley. There are two different kinds of digital book players, a standalone digital book player and a software digital book player. The DS1 model is considered a standalone book player. It is portable. It plays audio books stored on USB flash drive cartridges or audio files stored on an AMR, WB, or an MP3 and an RIFF wave formats. When a button is pushed on the device, a voice comes on telling the listener what button they have pushed. Using the standalone digital book player, the user operates the player using the buttons located on the top surface of the player. The player will automatically power on and give an audible greeting when the user plugs the power cord into the outlet or when the power button is pushed. When the player is turned on, the player will start or resume the playing of a digital talking book or DTB automatically when the cartridge is inserted into the player. As you can see, this is a diagram of the standalone digital book player. The rewind, play, stop, and fast forward controls are centered and located close to the front edge of the player. These primary controls are used to start and stop the book and to move the reading position. The square green play stop button initiates the playing of the book or stops a book or message already playing. The white triangle rewind and fast forward buttons to the left and right of the play stop button move the reading position through the book further in time. Periodically, the amount of book time passed is announced while beeps indicate the crossing of chapter boundaries during both rewind and fast forward. Just behind the rewind, play, and fast forward controls are the power, sleep, and volume buttons. The round red power button is pressed to turn the player on and off. It is located close to the left edge of the player. The white sleep button, shaped like a crescent moon, is used to start or continue playback for 15, 30, 45, or 60 minutes. It is centered just behind the play stop button. The yellow volume buttons are shaped like arrowheads and point up and down. They are close to the right edge of the player. Both the power, sleep, and volume control is a raised line running from one side of the player to the other. This line divides the 6 most frequently used controls on the front of the player from the tone and speed controls located behind the raised line and on either side of the round speaker. The tone and speed buttons are shaped like up and down arrows like the volume buttons. The volume, tone, and speech controls all announce the direction of adjustment with each press of the button. The speed control changes the speed of the speech from 50% to 300% of normal with no change in pitch. The player can be powered from a wall outlet or from an internal battery pack. The player is designed to resist entry of small liquid spills and insects. The digital talking book cartridges is inserted into the cartridge dock opening on the front of the player directly below the play stop button. The player has a pull-out handle located between the cartridge dock opening for easy carrying. Where to purchase the digital book player? This type of digital book player is free to anyone who meets the qualifications for free services from the Library of Congress National Library for the Blind and Physically Handicapped. Someone who has an eyesight of 2200 or higher can qualify for this free service. The book player and any books on tape can be ordered online through the Library of Congress National Library for the Blind and Physically Handicapped. Any product ordered is shipped for free of charge and can be returned for free as well. If you do not qualify through the Library of Congress, this type of digital book player can be purchased online through SETC Lending Library Catalog. The price is $500 and the barcode is 2312. Some advantages of a digital book player are it's easy to use, lightweight, which makes it easy to carry. The voice comes on to tell you which button you have pushed or which function you are doing. The speed can be adjusted, and the students can follow along to teach them tracking skills. Some disadvantages to the digital book player is the price. If you're unable to get it free from the Library of Congress, it can be kind of pricey just to get it. The book player, like any other technology device, can break. You have to wait on the books that you ordered to be shipped free to your house, and students are not actively engaged in reading. Earlier in my presentation, I discussed the functions of each button on the digital book player. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to use the book player. The book player that I got is the standalone book player, and it's from the Library of Congress that I talked about earlier, also earlier in the presentation. I did order a book on tape, and when it comes in, it looks like this, and this is also from the Library of Congress. You open it up, and it looks like this on the inside. This book is called Things That Float. The first thing you want to do is turn it on, and that's with this red power button.
Player on. Press any button to learn about its function. Battery charge remaining 18 hours.
When you do not have a digital book player in, you can press the buttons and it will describe to you the function of each of the buttons.
Play stop. To start or stop playing a book, use the large play stop button. When the book is playing, press this same button to stop the player. When you press play again, the book will continue playing where you last stopped. You may also press and hold this play stop button for 2 seconds to read the player user guide. If the cartridge contains more than one book, then pressing and holding the play stop button.
Okay, as you can see, and when you push it with no book in there, that's what it does. And you can do that for each of the buttons and it'll tell you what it does, and I did that earlier in my presentation. What you need to do is take the digital book on tape, stick it in the hole at the bottom.
Things that float and things that don't.
Current position.
Our world is covered with rivers, lakes, seed.
And as you can tell, the speed of this is too high. So what you need to do is come up here and press the speed button.
Speed down. Speed down. Speed down.
And press the play button again.
It displaces water. The weight of the water the clay boat displaces.
You can also change the tone by pushing up or down on the tone button.
Equals the weight of the boat
Tone up.
and its contents.
Tone up.
Because of the shape of a boat,
Toned. Maximum.
part of its contents is air.
Tone down.
The boat will
Tone down.
continue to
Tone down.
float if the density of the boat and its contents is less than the density
Also, you can rewind and fast forward the tape.
of the water. Steel
Back 5 seconds.
and its contents.
Back 5 seconds.
The boat will
The longer you hold the button, the further back in time it'll go into the book.
continue to float.
Back 20 seconds. Back 1 minute.
Takes up more space than a lump of clay. Because of its shape,
And the same thing for the fast forward button.
the boat encloses
Forward 20 seconds.
part.
Forward 20 seconds. Forward 1 minute.
Why does ice float? Ice is water.
Now, another feature on this is the volume button.
Icebergs are
Volume down. Volume down. Volume down. Volume down.
huge floating mountains of ice found in the
Volume up.
colder parts
Volume up.
of the world's
Volume up.
oceans. Why do ice and icebergs float?
Now, another feature on here is this moon shape button, and that is the sleep button. And as I talked about earlier, when you press this button, 15 minutes later, it'll shut off. And
You can find the answer in your freezer.
Sleep 30 minutes.
Put some water in a paper cup. Make a mark on the side of it.
Sleep. Cancel.
Now, if I would have let it play 30 minutes from now, this would have shut off as I explained. This right here is that line I was talking about that separates the main functions of the buttons or the features of the digital book player from the other features that you probably won't use very much. To shut off the book player, you simply push the power button again.
Player off.
And that is how you use a digital book